It's 4:37 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon at Kensington Palace. Sergeant Thomas Wright stands at the West Gate checkpoint, scanning the daily movement log on his tablet. 8 years of service, 2 prior deployments. He knows how to read a schedule. According to the log, Princess Charlotte's official car is parked in the secure garage. No movement authorized until 6 p.m. for evening tutoring. But Wright just watched that same black Range Rover pull through the East Gate 3 minutes ago. He radios Corporal Harding in the camera room. "Harding, confirm vehicle Sierra 2's location." Static. Then Harding's voice crackles back. "Garage, Sergeant, parked since 2:15 p.m. Wright frowns. He walks to the edge of the checkpoint and looks across the courtyard. The garage door is open. The bay where Sierra 2 should be is empty. "Harding, visual check. Bay 4 is empty." A pause. Keyboard clicks in the background. "System shows it never left, Sergeant." Wright's pulse ticks up. Someone manually logged a stationary status while the vehicle was moving. That requires authorization codes, senior staff only. So who was in her car? And why does the system say it never moved? Wright pulls up the gate scanner history. The East Gate logged a vehicle entry at 4:34 p.m., but no vehicle ID. That's protocol violation. Every car gets scanned, unless someone bypassed it. He walks quickly toward the east entrance, boots echoing on the stone path. 2 guards stand post. Wright approaches the senior one. "Who came through 3 minutes ago?" The guard shifts. "Black Range Rover, Sergeant. Diplomatic plates." "Did you scan it?" "No, Sergeant. Direct clearance from the private secretary's office." Wright's jaw tightens. Robert Davenport, the gatekeeper to the inner family schedule. Who was inside? "Didn't see. Tinted windows." Wright thanks him and heads toward the main residence. Something is wrong. Vehicles don't ghost through security. Logs don't falsify themselves. And direct clearance from Davenport means someone powerful wanted that car invisible. He keys his radio. "Harding, I need East Gate camera footage from 4:30 to 4:35 p.m. Copy." Wright enters the ground floor corridor. Staff members pass him, nodding politely. Everything looks normal. Too normal. He climbs the stairs toward the residential wing. His clearance gets him to the 2nd floor, but no further without cause. At the top of the stairs, he stops. A small blue cardigan lies crumpled against the wall, half hidden behind a decorative table. Wright crouches. It's child-sized, soft cotton, a small embroidered crown on the collar. He's seen Princess Charlotte wear this exact cardigan during morning garden walks. Why is it here, discarded, alone? He picks it up carefully and drapes it over his arm. Then he hears it, faint, muffled, coming from down the hall. A child's voice. "It hurts. Please stop." Wright's blood goes cold. First evidence. He moves fast, boots silent on the carpet runner. The voice came from behind a closed door 15 feet ahead, a private study according to the floor plan. Wright stops outside. He listens. Silence now. He raises his hand to knock, then hesitates. If he's wrong, this ends his career. If he's right and does nothing, something worse happens. He knocks, firm, professional. Footsteps inside. The door opens 6 inches. A woman stands there, mid-60s,
elegant blouse. Camilla. Her eyes narrow. Sergeant. Ma'am, routine check. Is everything all right? Of course, why wouldn't it be? Wright keeps his voice even. I heard a child's voice from the corridor. You must be mistaken. She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. There's no one here but me. Wright doesn't move. I found this in the hallway. He holds up the cardigan. Camilla glances at it. Something flickers across her face. Annoyance. Children leave things everywhere. I'll see it's returned. She reaches for it. Wright pulls it back slightly. I'd prefer to return it myself, ma'am. Protocol. Her smile vanishes. You don't understand your position. I understand my duty, ma'am. For 3 seconds, neither moves. Then a small sound breaks the silence. A sniffle from inside the room. Wright's eyes shift past her. Camilla steps into his sightline, blocking the view. That will be all, Sergeant. Ma'am, if there's a child in distress, there is no distress. You're dismissed. She closes the door. The lock clicks. Wright stands there, heart pounding. Every instinct screams at him to force the door. But he has no legal standing, no direct evidence of harm, just a cardigan and a muffled voice. He walks back down the corridor, pulling out his phone. He photographs the cardigan, the location, the timestamp. Then he texts Harding, "I need that footage now." His phone buzzes. Harding's reply, "Uploading to your secure folder." Wright heads to the guard station on the first floor. He logs into the shared terminal and opens the video file. The footage shows the East Gate at 4:34 p.m. The black Range Rover approaches. The gate opens. But the angle is wrong. The camera is tilted 5 degrees lower than standard. Someone adjusted it before the car arrived. Wright scrolls back. At 4:28 p.m., a figure in a staff uniform approaches the camera mount and reaches up. The video pixelates for 2 seconds. When it clears, the angle has shifted. Wright freezes the frame. He zooms in on the figure's face. It's grainy but recognizable. A junior household staff member, someone who wouldn't act alone. He saves the frame and continues watching. The Range Rover passes through. As it turns toward the residence, the rear window is down 1/2 inch. Wright enhances the image. Inside, he can just make out 2 shapes, an adult in the driver's seat and a smaller figure in the back, blonde hair. The window reflects a sliver of the child's face. Wright's stomach knots. It's Charlotte, and she looks terrified. Captain dismisses. Wright prints the screenshot and walks directly to Captain Wells's office on the 2nd floor of the guard building. Wells is 52, career military, 0 tolerance for drama. Wright knocks. Wells waves him in without looking from his paperwork. Sergeant, "Sir, I need to report a potential safeguarding concern." Now Wells looks up. "Explain." Wright lays out the evidence, the falsified log, the bypassed gate scan, the cardigan, the voice, the footage. Wells listens, expression unreadable. When Wright finishes, Wells leans back in his chair. "You heard a voice, you found a cardigan, and you saw a child in a car." "Yes, sir, Princess Charlotte, in distress, or returning from an appointment. The car was logged as stationary, sir. Someone falsified. Or there was a clerical error." Wells' voice hardens. "Do you understand what you're accusing?" "I'm not accusing anyone, sir. I'm reporting what I observed." "You're implying a senior royal falsified security logs and harmed a child." Wright doesn't blink. "I'm requesting an inquiry." Wells stands. He walks to the window, hands behind his back. Sergeant Wright, you have an exemplary record. Don't ruin it with paranoia. Sir, you will not pursue this further. You will not speak to other staff. You will return to duty. Wright's jaw clenches. And if I see something again... Wells turns. His eyes are cold. Then you'll report it through proper channels, not by knocking on private study doors. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Dismissed. Wright leaves. His hands shake as he walks down the stairs. He's been shut down. Fast. Too fast. Wells didn't even ask to see the footage, didn't request the cardigan for analysis, didn't question why the log was wrong. He just buried it.
Jesus, Harding whispers. Keep going. At 4:47 p.m., Camilla walks back down the corridor. She glances toward the stairwell, then returns to the study. At 5:03 p.m., a staff member approaches the decorative table with a vacuum. They see the cardigan, pick it up, and carry it away. At 5:18 p.m., Wright himself appears on screen. He approaches the same spot. The cardigan is gone. Wait, Wright frowns. Go back. Harding rewinds. At 5:16 p.m., someone places the cardigan back behind the table. Wright leans closer. Who is that? Harding enhances. It's the same junior staff member who adjusted the Eastgate camera. She's covering for someone, Wright says, or being told to. Wright straightens. Copy this footage to a secure drive. Don't log it. Wright, if they audit, then we say we were investigating a potential safeguarding issue, which we are. Harding hesitates. Then he nods and pulls out a USB drive. This stays between us, Wright says. Agreed. Wright pockets the drive. He has video proof now. Charlotte in visible distress, marks on her wrist, Camilla present. But it's still not enough. Defense will argue it was an accident, a stumble, a misunderstanding. He needs something direct, something that proves intent. Hidden item found. Wright leaves the annex and walks the perimeter. His mind races. Where would someone hide evidence? Not in their own quarters, too obvious. Somewhere accessible but overlooked. He thinks about the study. Camilla left at 5:18 p.m. The room was empty after that. If she's doing this regularly, she might keep something there. Tools, records, a schedule. Wright changes direction and heads back to the main residence. At this hour, the building is nearly empty. He climbs to the second floor. The study door is locked. Wright pulls out his pass key. Security has override access for emergencies. This qualifies. He unlocks the door and steps inside. The room is dark. He uses his phone flashlight. The study is elegant. Mahogany desk, bookshelves, a small sofa, everything in perfect order. Wright starts with the desk. He opens drawers carefully, checking for loose papers. Nothing. He checks the bookshelves, mostly hardcover histories and biographies. He pulls a few out, checking behind them. Nothing. He's about to leave when he notices a small decorative box on the mantel, porcelain, hand-painted. He opens it. Inside are several items, a bracelet, a fountain pen, and a folded piece of paper. Wright unfolds it. It's a handwritten note. The handwriting is a child's, uneven letters. I'm sorry I spilled the tea. I'll be more careful, I promise. Please don't be angry. At the bottom, a date, 3 weeks ago. Wright's throat tightens. This is an apology note, forced. He photographs it and keeps searching the box. At the bottom, beneath a silk lining, he finds something else. A small glass vial, empty, but there's a label, prescription medication, sleeping aid. The name on the label is Camilla's. The dosage is standard, but the bottle is dated 8 months ago and marked 30 tablets. If it's empty, where did the pills go? Wright photographs the vial. He places everything back exactly as he found it. Then he hears footsteps in the corridor. He freezes. The footsteps stop outside the door. A shadow moves under the doorframe.
Wright silently pockets his phone and moves behind the bookshelf. The door handle turns, locked. The person on the other side jiggles it. Then a voice, low, male. It's secure. Another voice, also male. Check again in an hour. The footsteps retreat. Wright waits for 2 full minutes. Then he slips out of the study, locks it behind him, and takes the service stairs down. His heart pounds. That was close. But now he has a coerced apology note and an empty sleeping medication vial. Still circumstantial, but the pattern is forming. Pattern discovery. Back in his quarters, Wright opens his laptop. He accesses the palace medical logs, restricted, but his clearance allows read-only access for security incidents. He searches Charlotte's name, standard entries, vaccinations, a sprained ankle last year, routine checkups. But then he notices something. Over the past 6 months, there are 11 entries for minor injuries: bruised knee, scraped elbow, twisted wrist, bump on the head, all logged as accidents, falls during play, clumsiness. 11 times in 6 months. Wright cross-references the dates with the household schedule. 8 of the 11 injuries occurred on days when Camilla had private scheduled time with Charlotte. He leans back. His pulse hammers in his ears. This isn't isolated. It's a pattern. He scrolls further. 3 months ago, a note from the palace physician, Dr. Morrison. Patient presents with recurring minor injuries. Recommend monitoring for underlying coordination issue. But there's no follow-up, no specialist referral, no further investigation. Wright opens a new search, staff incident reports. He finds 6 reports over the past year, 4 from housekeeping staff, 2 from tutors. Observed Princess Charlotte visibly upset after private session. Child reluctant to engage, unusual behavior. Heard raised voice from study during lesson time. Every report was filed. Every report was marked resolved within 24 hours. No details on resolution, just closed. Wright saves everything to his secure drive. He now has 11 medical incidents, 6 staff concerns, a coerced apology note, an empty sleeping medication vial, and video footage of visible marks. Any one of these could be explained away. Together, they form a timeline. He needs a medical professional to see this, someone who can't be silenced. Wright picks up his phone. He scrolls through his contacts and finds Dr. Morrison's office line. He texts, "Dr. Morrison, this is Sergeant Wright, Palace Security. I need to discuss a safeguarding concern regarding a minor. Can we meet discreetly?" He hits send, then he waits. 3 minutes later, his phone buzzes. "Tomorrow, 7 a.m., staff entrance. Bring everything." What Sergeant Wright discovered next changed everything. But first, if you're enjoying this story, drop a like and let us know in the comments. Would you have done the same? Now, here's what the Royal Guard found. Medical confirmation. Wright meets Dr. Morrison at the staff entrance at 7 a.m. sharp. Morrison is in her late 40s, calm and direct. She's been palace physician for 12 years. "Sergeant," she nods, "let's walk." They move through the garden path, away from cameras and ears. "What is this about?" Morrison asks. Wright hands her the USB drive. Medical records, video footage, a note. "I need your professional assessment." Morrison stops. "Whose records?" "Princess Charlotte." Morrison's expression tightens. She pockets the drive. "I'll review it. If there's a concern, I'm obligated to report." "Understood." "Why bring this to me?" "Because 11 injuries in 6 months were logged and closed. No investigation. I think someone's covering." Morrison's jaw sets. "I'll call you within 2 hours." She turns and walks back toward the medical wing. Wright returns to his post. He runs through scenarios in his head. If Morrison confirms, protocol demands she report to child services. That triggers an official investigation, but it also alerts everyone involved, including Camilla. At 8:47 p.m., his phone rings. Morrison. "Meet me, medical wing, now." Wright jogs across the grounds. Morrison is waiting in her private office. The door is closed. The blinds are drawn. Sit, she says. Wright sits. Morrison opens her laptop and turns it towards him. I reviewed everything. The pattern is undeniable. So it's not just accidents. No, Morrison's voice is hard. The injury distribution is classic. Bruises on non-bony prominences, grip marks on the wrist. The apology note is textbook coercion. The repeated incidents during private sessions are a red flag. What about the medication vial? That concerns me most. If sleeping medication was administered to a child without prescription, that's chemical restraint. It's abuse. Wright exhales slowly. What do we do? I'm filing a formal safeguarding report with the local authority. They'll assign a social worker and a detective. This is now an official investigation. How long? They'll respond within 4 hours. In the meantime, we document everything and we keep Charlotte safe. Camilla has access. Not anymore. Morrison picks up her phone. I'm recommending immediate supervised access only. No private sessions until the investigation concludes. She dials. Wright listens as she speaks to someone in calm, clipped tones. She uses phrases like non-accidental injury and pattern of harm. When she hangs up, she looks at Wright. You did the right thing. I broke protocol. You protected a child. There's a difference. Witness corroboration. At 11 a.m., Wright is summoned to the security building. Captain Wells is waiting. So is a woman in a dark suit, Detective Inspector Sarah Chen, Metropolitan Police. Wells does not look happy. Sergeant Wright, Sarah.
You've created a firestorm, Wright. I reported what I saw, sir. You've accused a senior royal of child abuse. I reported evidence, sir. The detective drew her own conclusions. Wells steps closer. If you're wrong, this ends careers. Yours, mine, Morrison's. And if I'm right? Wells says nothing. He turns and walks out. Wright returns to his quarters. His phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. This is D.I. Chen. I've interviewed 3 staff members. All corroborate your observations. I'm escalating. Well done. Wright closes his eyes. The investigation is moving, but it's also exposing him. Everyone now knows he started this, which makes him a target. Gatekeeper blocks access. At 2 p.m., Wright is summoned to the private secretary's office. Robert Davenport sits behind an antique desk, fingers steepled. Sergeant Wright, sit. Wright sits. Davenport doesn't smile. You've caused quite the disruption. I followed protocol, sir. You bypassed your captain. You accessed restricted footage. You entered a private study without authorization. I had reasonable cause. You had suspicion, not evidence. There's a difference. Wright keeps his voice level. Dr. Morrison confirmed non-accidental injury. Dr. Morrison is entitled to her opinion, but this family does not operate on opinion. It operates on discretion. A child's safety is not your concern. Davenport leans forward. Your concern is perimeter security, gate logs, patrol schedules. You are not a social worker. You are not a detective. You are a guard. Wright's hands tightened on the chair arms. Then why am I here? Because I'm offering you a way out. Drop this. Retract your statements. Claim you misunderstood. I'll ensure you're transferred to a comfortable post. Balmoral, Sandringham, your choice. And if I don't, then you'll be dismissed for insubordination, breach of protocol, unauthorized access. I have 4 violations documented. Any one of them ends your career. Wright stares at him. You're protecting her. I'm protecting this institution by letting a child get hurt. Davenport's expression hardens. You have until 5 p.m. to decide. Wright stands. I've already decided. He walks out. His hands shake, but his resolve doesn't. He's not backing down. Not now. William reviews.
At 3:30 p.m., Wright receives a text from D.I. Chen. Prince William has been briefed. He's requested all evidence. Can you meet him at 4 p.m., private meeting room, main residence? Wright replies, yes. At 3:55 p.m., Wright enters the main residence. A household staff member leads him to a small meeting room on the first floor. William is already there. He's in casual clothes, but his expression is anything but casual. Sergeant Wright, he gestures to a chair. Sit. Wright sits. William sits across from him. D.I. Chen briefed me. I've also reviewed the footage and the medical report. Wright nods. I need to hear it from you, William continues. What did you see? Wright tells him every detail, the voice, the marks, the pattern, the note. William listens without interrupting. His face is a mask, but his hands grip the table edge. When Wright finishes, William is silent for a long moment. You put your career on the line for this. I did what was necessary, sir. Davenport offered you a way out. He did. Why didn't you take it? Wright meets his eyes. Because I heard her say it hurts, and I couldn't walk away from that. William nods slowly. Neither can I. He stands. The investigation will proceed. Full cooperation, unrestricted access. I'll inform the household. Thank you, sir. William looks at him. No, thank you, Sergeant. Major confrontation. At 5 p.m., Wright is asked to join William, D.I. Chen, and Morrison in the main conference room. Camilla has been summoned. She doesn't know why. She enters at 5:03, confident. She's dressed impeccably, posture straight. William, she nods. Her eyes flick over the others. What is this? Sit down, William says. His voice is cold. Camilla sits. Her smile fades. D.I. Chen opens a folder. Ma'am, I'm Detective Inspector Sarah Chen. I'm investigating concerns regarding Princess Charlotte's welfare. Camilla's eyebrows lift. What concerns? Multiple reports of injury over the past 6 months. 11 documented incidents. Children fall. They play. Not in this pattern. Chen slides a photo across the table. This is footage from Tuesday at 4:44 p.m. Charlotte leaving a study. These are visible marks on her wrist. Camilla glances at the photo. I don't see what you're implying. I'm not implying. I'm stating. These are grip marks. Camilla leans back. That's absurd. Chen slides another photo. This is a handwritten apology note found in your study, dated 3 weeks ago. Please don't be angry. Charlotte is dramatic. She apologizes for everything. Does she? William's voice cuts in. Or is she afraid? Camilla turns to him. You can't possibly believe this. I've reviewed the evidence. What evidence? A child's bruise? A silly note? Dr. Morrison speaks. There's also an empty prescription vial, your sleeping medication, found in the same study. Camilla's eyes narrow. That's private property. You had no right. We had every right, Chen interrupts. This is a safeguarding investigation. Where did the medication go? I took it, obviously. The prescription was for 30 tablets, issued 8 months ago. Standard dosage is 1 per night. That's 60 days. The bottle should be half full. It's empty. Camilla says nothing. Chen leans forward. Did you give any to Princess Charlotte? Of course not. Then where are the pills? I don't know. Perhaps I miscounted. Or perhaps you used them to sedate a child. Morrison's voice is sharp. Camilla's mask cracks. This is outrageous. I have done nothing but care for that girl. By grabbing her wrist hard enough to leave marks, William's voice rises. By forcing her to apologize. By locking her in a study and making her beg you to stop. I was teaching her discipline. The room goes silent. Camilla realizes her mistake. Her face pales. William stands. You just admitted it.
Camilla's confidence crumbles. She stands too, defensive now. She needed to learn. She's careless, clumsy. She spills things. She interrupts. Someone has to teach her standards. By hurting her, William's voice is ice. I never hurt her. I corrected her. Correction doesn't leave bruises. She's too soft. You coddle her. You let her run wild. I was preparing her for her role. Her role is to be a child. Camilla's face twists. You don't understand what it takes to survive in this family. You don't understand the pressure, the scrutiny. I'm ensuring she's ready. By terrifying her, by toughening her, Camilla's voice cracks. She needs to be perfect, or they'll destroy her, like they tried to destroy me. William's expression is stone. Get out. Camilla blinks. What? You're suspended from all contact with Charlotte, effective immediately. Your access to the residential wing is revoked. Your vehicle will be secured. You will remain in your private quarters pending formal proceedings. You can't do this. I just did. Camilla looks at D.I. Chen. This is slander. I'll sue. Chen closes her folder. You're welcome to try, but I'll be recommending charges: child cruelty, assault, administering a substance without consent. Camilla's face goes white. I'm a member of this family. Not anymore, William says. 2 palace security officers enter. William nods to them. Escort her to her quarters. She's not to leave unaccompanied. Camilla stares at him. You'll regret this. No, I won't. She turns and walks out, flanked by the guards. When the door closes, William sits heavily. He puts his head in his hands. She admitted it, Morrison says quietly. She did. William looks up at Wright. Because you didn't let it go. Wright says nothing. D.I. Chen packs her folder. I'll finalize the report tonight. Formal charges will follow within 48 hours. William nods. Thank you, Detective. Chen leaves. Morrison follows. Wright stands to go. William stops him. Sergeant. Wright turns. Davenport will push for your dismissal. He'll call it insubordination. I know, sir. I won't let that happen. You'll stay, and you'll be recognized for this. I don't need recognition, sir. Maybe not, but Charlotte does. She needs to know someone protected her. The final moments of this story are unforgettable.
Charlotte smiles. Then she turns and runs back to her tutor. Wright watches her go. He folds the drawing carefully and tucks it into his jacket pocket. Quiet recognition. 3 weeks later, Wright is called to a private ceremony. It's not public, just William, a few senior staff, and Wright. William presents him with a commendation for exceptional courage and integrity in the protection of a vulnerable individual. There's no media, no press release, just a handshake and a quiet acknowledgement. Afterward, William pulls him aside. Camilla has been formally charged, he says. She'll face trial. We expect a conviction. And Charlotte? She's in therapy. She's healing, slowly. Wright nods. You saved her, William says. I won't forget that. Resolution. 6 months later, the trial concludes. Camilla is convicted on 3 counts of child cruelty. She's sentenced to 18 months suspended and banned from any unsupervised contact with minors. The palace implements new safeguarding protocols. All private sessions with children are logged and monitored. Staff receive mandatory training, and independent child welfare officer is appointed. Wright is promoted to head of residential security. He reports directly to William. He still patrols the grounds most days. He prefers it that way. One afternoon, he's walking past the garden when he sees Charlotte playing with her brother and sister. She's laughing, really laughing. She sees him and waves. He waves back. And for the first time in months, he feels like he made the right choice. Would you have done the same thing Sergeant Wright did, even if it meant ending your career? Drop your answer in the comments. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next one.